Every week, I get remote job offers ranging from $140,000 up to $210,000 per year. They all come from an industry that had a controversial past, but today, even the government of the United States is getting into it. It's remote first, and most software engineers still overlook it. So in this video, I'm going to show you what this industry is and teach you a proven strategy to land your first six-figure remote job in this industry. To start, let's talk how much you can realistically make. We all know that tech salaries are controversial. Your compensation depends on many factors such as your location, experience, and even education. To simplify things, I decided to split the salaries in this industry into two tiers. Tier A is the United States, because let's face it, US folks have access to higher paying opportunities than others, including myself. And Tier B, that covers other developed regions such as Europe, UK, UAE, Singapore, South Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and China. But you should not get upset if you are living in a Tier B country, because this industry pays so well that you won't feel like you are missing out. So now, let's look into salaries in this mysterious industry, starting with front-end engineers. If you are based in the United States, you can land remote jobs paying anywhere from $100,000 up to $240,000 annually. But if you are living in the Tier B country, you can count on salaries between $100,000 up to $140,000 per year. But what about backend engineers? If you have experience building complex distributed systems, your earning potential becomes impressive. In fact, backend engineers in the US can make up to $280,000 per year in this industry. But obviously, only the best software engineers are paid the top salaries. So don't be surprised if your salary will be closer to $200,000 rather than $300,000. If you are based in Europe or Asia, you can count on salary ranging from $120,000 up to $180,000 annually. But keep in mind that not all backend engineers are created equal. If your experience is limited to stitching together REST APIs with MongoDB, PostgreSQL, or Redis, you will likely earn about the same or even less than front-end engineers. Sorry, but building REST APIs alone doesn't justify a top-of-the-range salary. But what if you are a software engineer but doing more cloud-related work? DevOps engineers and SREs in the United States can pull down salaries as high as $250,000 annually in this mysterious industry. Obviously, if you are living in Europe or Asia, you will make a bit less, but still, your salary will be very high. In the Tier B countries, you can expect similar compensation to backend engineers, which is between $120,000 and $180,000 per year. Now there is one more tech position that will probably give you a big hint about this mysterious industry, but if you guess it and feel a bit discouraged, stay with me because you might lose the biggest opportunity of your life. So the big reveal. The next position is smart contract engineer. In the United States, they can make up to $260,000 per year, and here I have exciting news to Europeans and Asians. Talented engineers from Tier B countries can earn salaries as high as their American counterparts, but there is a huge disclaimer. You need to be an elite engineer. It means you need to know advanced mathematics and understand smart contracts at an assembly level. So now you know what this mysterious, high-paying, remote-first industry is, but before you skip this video, give me a few minutes to reassure you that crypto today is different than how it was in 2021. Back in 2021, crypto was about getting rich quickly. Influencers were trying to sell us overpriced JPEGs, saying it's a valuable digital art. Faceless profiles on Twitter hyped up infinite money printing roadmaps, and the worst of all, large crypto platforms were secretly using own customers' money to gamble on meme coins. It was chaotic and reckless, and yes, it was a scam. But today, crypto is different. Today, you can invest in crypto using regulated ETFs managed by credible financial giants like Fidelity, VanEck, and even BlackRock. Think about it for a second. BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world, is now involved in crypto. Major financial institutions are stepping in, bringing trust into the space. Even countries like the United States are beginning to create their own crypto reserves. So this isn't speculation anymore. It's becoming the mainstream financial strategy. That's why I believe crypto today is fundamentally different than it was in 2021. It's maturing and becoming regulated, and finally is being taken seriously by the biggest players in finance. But it isn't investment advice of any kind. I'm a software engineer, not a financial advisor. So if you want to get into crypto, let me show you a proven strategy that you can use to break into it. First, don't apply to remote crypto jobs without crypto experience. A few weeks ago, my company opened 2 remote-first software engineering positions. One for a front-end engineer and the other one for a back-end engineer. Within just the first 30 days, we received over 30,000 applications. Think about that for a second. 30,000 applicants coming from just 2 positions. This means crypto companies like mine can afford to be picky. And believe me, we are picky. Many people in tech see crypto as their ticket to high-paying remote jobs. And they are right. Crypto can be a ticket to remote work, but only if you have relevant crypto experience. Remote-first crypto companies are always flooded with job applicants, so if you apply without experience, they will likely ignore you or even blacklist you forever, so don't waste your chance. And that's why your first crypto job will likely be on-site, and that's exactly where you should focus your efforts. So step 2, start with on-site jobs. If you want to break into remote-first crypto roles, you need real-world experience. And no, certificates, online courses, and open source contributions alone don't count. But here is the good news. Some finance companies and traditional crypto startups still operate from physical offices, and many of them struggle to fill their positions. And that's your golden ticket to breaking into crypto. These companies are willing to hire people without crypto experience simply because their talent pool is smaller compared to remote-first companies. This makes on-site roles your ideal entry point. But before you apply, make sure you have at least basic understanding about crypto. Never walk into an interview saying, I want to learn about crypto without ever using it. It makes you look silly, and that brings us to step 3, use crypto before applying. You might find it obvious, but you would be surprised how many people apply for crypto roles without ever trying it out. It means that your competition is weaker than you expect, and it will be easy to stand out if you come for the interview prepared. You don't need to become a power user, but you must at least have a basic understanding. So how I would start, I would take a small amount of money, let's say $50, and start experimenting with it. Use centralized exchanges like Coinbase or Binance. Set up a software wallet like MetaMask or Ruby. Transfer tokens from the centralized exchange into your software wallet, and explore decentralized finance, often called DeFi. Try staking, exchanges like Uniswap, or even NFTs. Yes, NFTs still matter, but today they are used completely different than it was in 2021. Right now there are 2 popular blockchain ecosystems, Ethereum and Solana, and you will need to commit to just one of them if you are serious about building your career in crypto. And I really mean that. Don't try mastering both at once, because they are so fundamentally different that it will take you years to become proficient in both. Pick whichever ecosystem interests you the most and go deep into it. This focused approach will dramatically accelerate your learning. Once you know what is the fuss about, you are ready for the next step. Step 4, build your network. The best way to cut through the hiring process is by knowing the right people. That's why you should join your local crypto developer meetup or attend conferences where crypto companies are hiring. Be careful here though. Make sure you're attending crypto developer meetups, not general crypto meetups. The audiences at these 2 kind of events are completely different. And believe me, you don't want to meet people trying to sell you online courses and other scams. When you're at the developer meetup or conference, focus on networking and eventually the opportunity will find you. And that brings us to the next step, step 5, gain 12 months of crypto experience on-site. If you follow the steps I told you, you will land your first crypto job within 3 to 6 months. Of course, this timeline can be different for you depending on your location and other factors, but the key is to use this time for learning. Once you land the first job, you will need to double down on this industry and learn everything you can about crypto. Find a genuine passion in it because it will help you to get to the top. You will need to stay in this on-site role for at least 1 full year before you will gain enough experience to apply for remote roles. During this period, make sure you update your LinkedIn profile every few months because it will help you to get noticed by recruiters. Eventually, you will wake up one day to recruiters sliding remote offers into your LinkedIn DMs, just like myself today. Typically, this starts happening around 1 year mark, depending on the popularity of the company you are currently working for. From that point, you will only need to wait until the first 6-figure remote opportunity finds you. But remember, you must put in the work to become genuinely skilled in this industry. Average software engineers don't make 6-figure salaries, so you need to do everything to become outstanding. So now you know exactly what strategy to follow to land your first 6-figure remote coding job, but this advice will mean nothing if your resume gets lost in the applicant tracking system. That's why you should watch this video next, and I will show you one grave mistake that almost always leads to instant rejection, and most software engineers completely overlook it. So click on the video now before you send another resume into the void.